Hello, this is me, Daniel Eastwood-Fairs, and back again with another Star Wars The Black Series figure review. Today we're going to be having a look at a figure that I've been highly anticipating. It is none other than the Black Series 6-inch Emperor Palpatine. Of course, here we have the packaging, which we'll have a look at first, then the figure. Whew! So this is a Deluxe Black Series figure, which means it's either oversized or comes with oversized accessories. If we have a look at it compared to a standard 6-inch, Royal Guard, put it side to side with the box, you can see how much bigger it is in terms of width and length. Put that in front of it. It's just slightly bigger. That's mainly because this figure comes with the iconic swivel chair. So yeah, it's naturally going to be a wider box. As you can see, you've got a nice bubble where the figure would sit. You also have these two windows here because the figure comes with two head sculpts, which you can see in the packaging quite nicely there. Got a nice picture by Gregory Titus again of the Emperor. No number because, well, this is a deluxe figure. And on the back we've got a bio, which I'll include in the description below, that you can read in your own leisurely time. And again, that nice artwork of the Emperor by Gregory Titus on the back there as well. And of course, that's all tied together with that beautiful but legal garb. So yeah, like I always say, I love the Black Series figures because you can always open them up and reseal your figures. There's that nice high quality feel to it, kind of like a Hot Toy and Sideshow. So if you're like me and like to hoard things, you can hoard the box. If you're not, well, you can chuck it away. It's up to you. That's the packaging out of the way and done with. On to the figure itself. So this is basically the figure as it comes out of the box. I mean, I've just taken the bubble off and sat him in the chair, but it does take a little bit of tweaking and posing just to get him to sit there. Now, before I really get into this figure, I think it's worth mentioning that there was an Emperor that came before this some years ago. Admittedly, over time it was a little bit creaky and has kind of made its way into people's top 10 worst Black Series figure, although I would never personally say it's one of the worst Black Series figures made. It's okay, but I certainly agree with the point that people make that it does massively lack accessories. Not only that, but the lower half of the robes were plastic, so you couldn't repose the legs well. It was always kind of a given Hasbro would re-release it or remake it someday and add in all the accessories that this figure comes with. Now, I can understand why people would be annoyed by that, because you would end up buying two of the same figure, or you would end up having to palm off that other figure away. Not the case, really. As we'll get into with this review. Apologies that I don't have the original figure to hand so I can do a side-by-side comparison, but I will try and clarify all the things when I can. So, this Emperor figure comes with the space chair, the figure itself naturally, two, technically three head sculpts if you're including the one that's actually on the figure, walking stick, lightning bolt hands, and that's your lot. The one thing I will note though, which is a little bit disappointing, for some maybe, it wasn't massive disappointment for me, was just the fact that it didn't come with a lightsaber, although I feel like this is meant to portray the Emperor in the original trilogy rather than prequel trilogy. So, everything and a lot more than what that other Emperor figure came with, which kind of makes that other figure look a little bit pitiful. Now, you're probably thinking, if you already have that figure, I should get rid of that figure and then get this one. Well, don't be in too much of a rush with that, because from what I hear, if you really wanted to have an Emperor stand-in with these lightning bolt hands, you can switch out the hands on that other Emperor and put these on. So you could have one Emperor sitting like this, because this figure can be posed to sit on that, unlike the other one. And you can have that other one that can't sit with the lightning bolt hands or the walking stick. Not only that, you can interchange the heads with the other Emperor with these ones, because that Emperor's head is a little bit creaky now and could do with the new Hasbro updated face tech, which is always fun. So you can do that if you want. So, with that out of the way, we can now focus on this figure properly. So, here we have the Emperor in his nice little space chair, looking all cool. I'll probably give you a bit of a zoom in on that. So yeah, I love the detailing. I love the accessories that this figure comes with. As I've said, it's a massive markup from the original one, although you can still use that original one if you have it. But if you haven't got any Emperor yet, this is the one you want. Even if it does mean that you're spending a few more extra pennies on it, which is understandable because it comes with this hunking big space chair, which interestingly enough, I didn't notice this until before recording this, but you can take it off the actual swivel part. I don't know why, but you can do that. So that's the swivel chair and it does swivel. If we take the Emperor off, we'll have a look at the actual chair itself. It looks surprisingly comfy, to be honest with you. It does have kind of like a bit of a plasticky, rubbery feel. It's not like a weak rubber though, if you get what I mean. It's kind of like solid, but there's a bit of sponge there, so it's quite comfy for him if you were worried about that. You've got some little gadgets and doodads on the side here, so you know we can order all the important Emperor things that he needs. You've got the nice little bit of detailing at the top there. Yeah, it's a pretty cool space chair. Kind of makes me hope that they release some more figures with chairs like this. It's kind of a weird request, but Admiral Akbar, Admiral Raddus, maybe even a Yoda with his hovering chair. I'm sure there's others. This chair's set the... So yeah, this chair's certainly set the standard for what we should hope to see in the future. Chair! Onto the figure itself. Dare I say it? It's pretty much the same as the original one that came out, other than the fact that it does have some softgoods robes at the bottom there, so you can actually pose the legs and you can get him to do some cool stuff there, opposed to being basically a statue, so you can actually have him sitting down on the chair. It doesn't hinder the articulation. He has his finger pointing like that as well, like, you there, get me things. You can pull his hood down as well so you can see his face. I've got him with his standard face there. And he comes with some other ones, so if I pop that head off, I'll let you have a look at it. We've got his grimacing face, so you can have him looking kind of angry, which is pretty iconic for the Emperor, I think. If you take that off, you then have his friendly Emperor. So yeah, they're the different heads you get with him. So you can switch the heads to your choosing. He comes with his walking stick, which is pretty much the same as the one that came with the original Emperor. With that figure, it was the only accessory he came with, so you can imagine how thrilled we are to get all these other bits and pieces. But yeah, he holds that quite well. It's a nice walking stick. Some nice sculpting on that, not particularly any detailing, but it's nice, it serves the job. If you remove his hands, I'll just do it with one of his hands, I won't put both in one, even though it does look really cool, but you can pop his lightning hands in there, which is what the original should have really come with. I think it was a daft move on Hasbro's part that they didn't do that with the original, but the fact that they've done it with this one is très bien. I'm thrilled that they've done that. Just really sets the figure off, especially when you put the right head on, with him either laughing or looking a bit more grimacing than that. Just sets the figure off completely and looks really, really nice. That's all the accessories he really comes with. If you want to count the robe as well, you can do. I believe that's removable, although I won't. The nice thing I will mention about the robes actually is the fact that it sits really nicely. Hasbro can never for the life of them get robes right, but for some reason with this Emperor, I think with the original one as well actually, they've done an incredible job. It sits so nicely, it looks right, it doesn't look daft or oversized. So well done on that one, Hasbro, you've done another good there. Yeah, there's not really too much sculpting or detailing going on with him, at least underneath the robes. Now, in terms of articulation, he has a ball-jointed head, a hinge at the neck so he can look up and down, left and right. You know, you've got a variety of articulation there. Ball-jointed shoulders, a swivel at the bicep, double-hinged elbows, ball-jointed wrists, ball-jointed torso, ball-jointed hips, double-hinged knees, ball-jointed ankles with a rocker joint as well. So you're going to get plenty of movement out of this guy. And now also you have the accessories to go with. It's pretty much the same articulation as the original, just the fact that you've got soft goods now so you can get great more movement out of them leggies. So yeah, if we just zoom back out, zoop, what more could you really want from an Emperor figure aside from a lightsaber? Hopefully one day they'll do a prequel trilogy Emperor, we'll see. But for now, I'm really glad that we've got this original trilogy Emperor. He displays absolutely fantastically, especially if you have 2 Imperial Guards to flank him. And of course, you've got our Vader there. With that being said and done, I highly, highly recommend this Emperor figure, even if you have the original, like I've said. It's great that you can interchange bits and pieces with this one, with that one. Or if you don't have an Emperor, what are you playing at? Get this ordered now. So yeah, let me know what you think. And this is me, Daniel East 1000, signing out, and thank you very much for watching.